So just as we have been, the training course, today the focus is going to be making employees inactive in Restaurant 365. So the point of sale is its own entity, right? That's an important thing to remember. Your payroll solution is its own entity, unless you guys are a workforce solution, and then there's more to consider. But this is not geared towards that. And so remember, when you make someone inactive, make them inactive in your point of sale, make them inactive in your workforce solution, and then you want to make them inactive in your scheduling solution. So there's three check boxes that you want to fill out. I always recommend people getting SOPs documented. So there's a term, you pull up the SOP and just kind of follow it. But let me show you how you do it in Restaurant 365. You can always go to employees a few ways. You can always go to the actual list view. I navigate, again, the test environment, but I navigate to the left navigation panel. I go to the team section, and I can see my employee list view. This is always one way to go about it. You can filter to just active if you want. But again, I'm all about making things simple. And so where y'all typically will be when looking at your employees is in the schedule itself. So when you go to the schedule, again, as always, you got alerts. Make sure you follow up with these. You should be getting them on your push notifications on your phone too. When I'm looking at the scheduler, the way the scheduler can be set up, if I open this little gear panel, you can see you got your scheduled employees only. Turn that off or turn it on. Point is, if I turn this off, what this means is these are all of the employees that are active inside Restaurant 365 at my location. And so if I'm looking at this and several of these employees do not need to be active, I can deactivate them. So that's something to consider. If one of these employees, they need to be more than just deactivated without shifts, they need to be deactivated on their shifts. So for example, let's say I terminated one of these employees, like Augustine here. If I click into him, if I came in and said, we got to make this guy inactive, you would do it by coming to the employee record by just clicking in, going into basic info, and then toggling this inactive right here. Now, this is what's important about doing this, is this is going to unpublish their shift that is assigned to them. And we saw he had it on Saturday. So on Saturday, this shift is going to be no longer his. It's going to go to unassigned. And it's going to still be published. So that way someone can pick it up. Now, if we need to schedule it ourselves, we can also schedule it ourselves. But it's going to make sure you know that, hey, by making this inactive, all future shifts are going to be unassigned to this person and sit inside unassigned. So you'll say, yes, let's go for it. I need to do it. And so that also removed app access. So no longer is this employee have the ability to log into their mobile application. So we hit save and we're good to go. So I want to show you, I'm just going to get out of there. When you did that, it would have moved the shift to unassigned. This is a test environment, so you must forgive. But what I would say is, in typical environment, you definitely do not want to see any unassigned shifts on a current week, right? It's not best practice. Best practice is this thing is cleared, because this is a lot to look at when that happens. But when that happened, I came over here and said, all right, the shift would be here, look just like this, already published. So anyone can pick it up and it's no longer assigned to that employee. So that is going to be how you guys would make somebody inactive in the Restaurant 365 solution. Thanks.